So for today, we'll be talking about episode 1. Siguro isip niya. The true cockroaches of the Philippines. So true cockroaches kasi mamaya you'll see na merong ibang insects na under the same order, Latodea, but they are not cockroaches or in general. So this is a part of our initiative or a continuing initiative yung Kulisa Pinas. Actually, ako lang nag-isip ng pangalan. Which is an initiative to record the diversity of terrestrial arthropods in the Philippines with the help of our entomologist group. So currently, we are still encoding the described species of insects in the Philippines as well as those from spiders, mites, and other arthropods. So, and this talk will focus, as we mentioned kanina, about the cockroaches under Latodea. So, kagaya ng ginagawa ko sa ibang pang mga talks, I will first ask you kung ano yung impression nyo on cockroaches. Yan. O ano yung pumapasok sa isip nyo pag narinig yung ipis? Yan. Chinelas. Termites. Spoiler. Ako. Shield like pronotum. Masyado naman teknika lang. Okay, so ayun, sabi nung kanina, cockroaches belong to the order of Latodea. They are depressed. So malungkot sila. Kasi lagi silang pinaapakan, yuyurakan ng kanilang dignidad, kaya sila malungkot. But depressed in this sense meaning they are flat. They have chewy mouth parts. So kung sino man yung nakagat na ng ipis. Yes. They have a shield-like pronotum, gaya ng sabi kanina. And they're one of the oldest terrestrial arthropod groups. Some of the fossils dating around the late Devonian period. They are highly opportunistic, which enable them to occupy almost all types of ecosystems. And they're very variable in form. And there are around 4,500 plus described species worldwide. So, are you all familiar with cockroaches? At least you think so. So, is this a cockroach? Yes? Yes? No? Yeah, this is a cockroach. This is a Tersocera stabilis. Well, this one.
Yes, no.
Yes, daw. Is this a cockroach?
Yes.
Bakit?
Because I practice about cockroach.
It's also a cockroach. This is a specific beetle mimic cockroach. How about this one? Who says it's a cockroach?
Ladybug.
Who says it's a beetle? This, again, is a cockroach. It's a beetle mimicking cockroach. Prosopleta. This one is an endemic species. How about this one? Is this a cockroach? No, it's a mantis. But phylogenetically, mantises are closer to cockroaches. So they belong to a larger group. But it's still Mycodea. It's still a different order. How about this one?
Termite.
It's a termite, but termites are social cockroaches. So this talk would focus on insects belonging to Latodea other than termites. That's why it's two cockroaches. So systematically there are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 families of cockroaches. And then yung termites, termite there. And in the Philippines, we have 7 families. And this is just to show yung how many species are being described every year, yung graph. Yeah. So, there are around 129 known species in the Philippines, and 72 of which is endemic. And majority of those cockroaches are found, or at least are known from Luzon, at least 60 of them. We have 25 from Mindanao, 12 from Palawan, and the others are distributed sparsely. Those in white actually still has no published record of species belong in that island. So we have 45 of these. Malinis doon. Yeah. Just to sum up, so we have 129 species in the Philippines. Compared it into larger islands such as Brazil, which have 574, and Madagascar, which has 124. So in the Philippines, we have, as I mentioned, 73 endemic and around 56.59% endemicity, almost similar with that of Brazil. But we should take note that Philippines has a smaller land area compared to Brazil. So if we graph that, it would show that the Philippines has higher species per land area and higher endemic species per land area compared to Brazil and Madagascar. And so this talk, I would like to focus on the natives and endemics. So we'll just show you the introduced species para hindi na tayo ma-enter. So we have around 11 exotic species, including 3 which are doubtful. So Blatta orientalis is also known as the Oriental cockroach. It has been recorded as early as this Spanish era by Castro de Helera, but until now we do not have any tangible specimen of that species. It's still doubtful whether it is really here or it has been extirpated. Then we have Pygmacellus surinamensis and indicus, which are present in the Philippines but may actually be native. So it's still not clear if these has been introduced or are exotic. So the rest, I think you're familiar with the household cockroach and the American one, the German, and the madre, Tufea madre is not as common as it used to be before. So, so what I did is for this pair is I reviewed a series of museum specimens, both old and recent collections from first, of course, the Museum of Natural History in Delhi, which has around 695 catalogs specimens. Hindi pa kasama yung hindi pa na-input, na-encode. So from the National Museum, which has around 70, the California Academy of Science, which generously loaned me 310 specimens. Same with the Bishop Museum and the zoological collections in London. And also, just to compare with species that we have here, I've also examined specimens from Leiden, Oxford, from Museum of Comparative Zoology, and from Singapore. And we also did recent phonistic surveys, particularly in Mount Makiling, in Sibuyan Island, and in Mindoro. Yeah. So for Mount Makiling, from 5 previously recorded families, we have recorded, increased it into 6. So there we found around 65 species of cockroaches, 37 of which are new locality records, 7 are new country records, and around 7 to 24 possible new species, which would increase the previously recorded from 31 into at least 71 species of cockroaches just in Mount Makiling. Yeah. So, just to show you mga possible new species that we've I've encountered in the survey. Next would be from Sibuyan Island. So, previously there are only 2 species of cockroaches recorded in Sibuyan Island from a single family, Biodiversity. But during our survey, we found around 5 families of cockroaches, representing 21 species, 20 of which are new locality records, 3 new country records, and around 14 possible new species. And so it's from 2 to 22. So just imagine how drastic yung increase. No? And there's some images of the of representatives of the possible new species. Now in Mindoro, we've sampled in Mount Calavite, Mount Halcon, and Iglitbaco. So from one family, maybe 4, we found 27 species, and 26 of which are new locality records, and 4 are new country records. So we have around 12 possible new species. So it's from 5 to 31 species just in Mindoro Island. Again, images. So let's go back to dun sa families. In terms of families naman, in the Philippines, this is just a breakdown of the species that has been publicly recorded in the Philippines. For some, let's say the family Nocticolidae, we have around 100% endemicity because there are just 3 species. Similar with Latindii, which include the recently discovered species from Sibuyan Island, and similar with Corydini, which again, because it's just 1 species. So, in the next slides, I will show you some representative species from selected genera, which shows that there is still a lot more to be discovered in terms of diversity or taxonomic diversity of cockroaches in the Philippines. So first is the genus Nocticola, which we have at least, as I mentioned, 3 described species. Nocticola Simonii and Siga from Rizal, and Nocticola gonzalezi from Polillo Island. Recent collections, as well as yung lone specimens, revealed that there are 4 more species. 1 from Pangasinan, 1 from Mount Makiling, which is very odd because this group of cockroaches are actually cave dwelling, or they prefer subterranean environments. But there are no caves in Mount Makiling. So, and another one from Mount Halcon in Mindoro. Next, a few more. This includes Ergaula. This is from Corydini. We only have 1 described species, which is Ergaula carunculidera from somewhere in Luzon. Yeah. And based on old collections, there are at least 3 species in Mindanao and 1 species in Sibuyan Island. So from 1 species, we have 5. And these are just on areas where we have collected, so where we have efforts to collect. Then there's Anaplecta, which 1 species has been recently described after the late Mary Ann Cajano, Anaplecta Ann Cajano. And this is just a new record of that genus that time. And now there are at least 4 species that needs to be described. So same goes for Doreea, this one on the right side. So from 2 species, we now can see that there are a lot of species even within the same locality. So for example, in Mount Makiling, we have at least 4 species of Dorilea, and 3 of these are new. And we also have a new, this is one of the new genus records, new Stylophylla, although there is one that has been introduced before. This new Stylophylla has been has not been previously recorded. A native species of this has not been recorded before, but based on the collections of photos, there are at least around 4 species. So, hindi lang napapansin. Then there's those from Laberidae, such as Circonotula. One was described from Mount Makiling, but apparently there's another one in Mount Banahaw and another one in Biak na Bato. And this, in the Alacta, the one on the left side, is actually another new genus record. And apparently, it's the same as a while ago. Marami pala sila dito. Hindi lang natin napapansin. And again, so if we summarize yung counts, so from the earlier 129, there are around, based on the museum specimens that we've examined, there are actually around 221 species. That's just based dun sa areas na may nangolekta. Unfortunately, there are also some vulnerable taxa, which includes yung attractive species, quote unquote. There are some philopatric species, meaning that they have a sense of home. In a way, they use at least a tree hole, which they take shelter. So doon sila titira, lalabas lang sila para kumain, but eventually they will come back to that same hole. Yan. And those species that have narrow habitat range, tolerance range, including those in caves, and even those in the canopy. There are those saprophylic or wood-feeding cockroaches, including itong Panestia, this one. These are very large, robust cockroaches that eat dead wood. So, this is a wall from Mananao Cave. Yeah. So, worldwide, there are very few cockroaches that have been categorized by the IUCN, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. So, there are at least 1 extinct species, 8 critically endangered, 7 endangered, and 8 least concerned. This is out of 4,500 known species. So this is very little. And in terms, locally, we have our own Philippine Red List, which we categorize 2 endangered species. These are the 2 cave-dwelling species, Nocticola, 5 vulnerable, 48 other threatened species, and 3 other wildlife species. So what does this all mean? First, in terms of Philippine cockroach diversity, we can see that there's a lot more of these species that we're just ignoring. So, and there are certain islands that there are still no specimens or collections or records of species that are there, including the Batanes, the Lubuyan Islands, and Bohol. So, Luzon, in terms of research, is the most looked into place, particularly because there's Mount Makiling. And again, there are numerous undescribed species still waiting to be described. Now, in terms of the Philippine insect diversity, so we'll go back to yung table natin kanina. If the cockroaches has that potential, potentially new species, very high potential, what more are for the other insect orders that no one is studying right now? For example, we only have 6 silverfish species recorded, around, and 1 Zoroptera. In other countries, there are a lot of Zoropteras that are being described, particularly in Borneo. So, and Bioptera, 7. And again, there are still numerous undescribed insect species. This would go similar to spiders and mice, that are very few people are studying. And that's it. Thank you for listening.